Cruise news time, and man, this story has been upsetting, but we've got an update in the missing teen cruiser saga that's been playing out over the last few days. Also, how much do you think's a reasonable price for cruise lines to charge for a bag of chips? One cruiser thinks they got overcharged, and head lice. Have you thought about that in the cruising space? Well, we have one cruise line coming out saying, be warned. Be warned about head lice. Yeah. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lita Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. For your face on a Sunday, July the 7th, 2024. And well, I hope you guys have had a good past few days. I've been keeping it on the DL. I've been keeping it on the down low. We've got family in town, and we had a big Independence Day celebration, soiree, party. It's just been nice relaxing and chilling and taking a little bit of a break. But here I am. Right back here for your face. And let's talk about this story that has been popping off. Every parent's nightmare. We have a teenage cruiser gone missing in a port of call, gone missing in a town in Germany. And it wasn't like he was snatched off the street. Apparently what happened is 14-year-old Aiden Brown, after getting into a dispute with his grandparents, that's who he was cruising with, disembarked the Caribbean Princess in a town in Germany and just disappeared. In the subsequent days, family members are saying possibly he was lured off of the cruise ship to maybe meet somebody in Germany. Well, fortunately, the update has come that yesterday he was located. He was located in that same German town by the authorities there, and that he will be reunited with his family unharmed, which is a great ending to that story. But man, it raises so many questions. I didn't know that as a minor child, as a 14-year-old, that you could check yourself off of the cruise ship. If you've ever been on a cruise, which I'm assuming most of you have to go through a security checkpoint to get off the cruise ship. You have to show your ship card, which brings up your picture and all of your information, and then they let you off of the cruise ship. So apparently, and I don't know if that's the policy or if something, if it's not the policy, I don't know. We need some clarification. But this 14-year-old was able to check himself off by himself off of the cruise ship without any supervision and disappear into Germany. Yeah, look, all's well that ends well. And maybe this is the fortunate thing is when things end without calamity, without disaster, without tragedy, then maybe it is like, oh, thank you. Now we maybe can look at our policies or something. And I don't think it should be like that. Now, maybe it is like that, but I don't think that minors should be able to just walk off of the cruise ship without some sort of adult supervision. 14 is he looks like a man. I get it. He looks like a young man. Why would you stop him getting off the cruise ship? But I think maybe it's worth it when you see a young person to say maybe they shouldn't be allowed to get off the cruise ship. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an overprotective father, but I got 6 kids and they're all getting older. But I know throughout my whole life, there's times where I've gone places where I'm like, whatever happens, I just don't want to lose one of these kids, because it's the worst pit in the stomach feeling to not know where one of your kids are when you think you should know where they are. So, good for the family, and I'm glad that this teenager was found, and hopefully something like this doesn't happen again. Scary stuff. Cruise news story number 2, a story that's been talked about a lot. I don't think I've chimed in on it, but recently the city council in Amsterdam has voted to phase out cruise ships, aiming to completely close the Amsterdam cruise terminal by 2035. So like a decade from now. But they're going to start limiting cruise ships sooner. By 2026. The number of cruise ships docking at the terminal will be halved to 100 from the current 190. The idea is that the people who are the residents of Amsterdam are more important than the people who come to visit Amsterdam. And it's more of a, it's a localized people first type philosophy. And I get it, right? You love the city that you live in. And even though you live in a wonderful tourist destination, a place that people come from all around the world, Amsterdam, to visit, they should take a backseat priority to the locals. I get it, but I know there's a lot of businesses there that benefit from tourism. It's a cultural mecca there in the Netherlands. You got the Van Gogh Museum, the Anne Frank House, the Royal Palace, the Rembrandt House. It's a place where culturally minded people and party people, to be honest, come to experience. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of options in the Netherlands. Rotterdam is like big thumbs up for more cruise ships. So I don't know. It's a trend that we're seeing around the world, and it's probably just one of those ebb and flow things. Some places will cut their tourism, cut, and then they may be like, oh, we have less tax revenue, or we have less interest in our city. Let's open it up again. I think that's what you're going to see, just the ebb and flow. But as for right now, Amsterdam's like, no thanks. We don't want the outsiders. We don't care if you stay golden pony boy. It's sad when you see an epic, cool city like Amsterdam. Kind of want to have less people there. But I get it. I get it. Have you been to Amsterdam? Is it a place you like to go? Leave a comment below. Anybody else get itchy when you start thinking about stories about head lice? I've been itchy all show after reading the story. We're going to talk head lice in a bit. Woohoo! We're going to talk head lice in a bit. But first, let's talk about a bag of chips. P&O Cruises, operating in Australia, hosted a cruiser named Dana, who ended up not really loving her cruise. She got a little sick on the first night and decided she wanted to go to the old gift shop and get some snicky snacks. Maybe some chips would calm her tumbling tummy. And well, she didn't buy any chips because she was met with an exorbitant price tag. What do you reckon the price was on one of these little bags of chips here? $18.50. That's $18.50 Australia, which is around $13 USD. And she was like, what the heck? So she passed on the chips. She posted it on social media, and P&O has come out and said, well, that's the wrong price. These chips are not $18.50. These chips are not $13 USD. We accidentally put a 1 in front of the 8. So instead of $18.50, these chips are just $8.50, which is $5.70 something cents USD, close to $6 USD. Still more than what you would pay for a bag of chips if you were at the convenience store, which has, 7-Eleven, Wawa, Buc-ee's. Those chips are still a little higher price, but they're not $6 a bag. It goes to show you, it's a cautionary tale, honestly, that you don't really want to buy anything in the gift shop. Because if you're buying something in the gift shop, you're being treated as a captive audience, and the prices are unashamedly jacked up. Forget your suntan lotion, jacked up price. Forget your aloe, jacked up price. Forget your Dramamine, jacked up price. Forget your NyQuil, jacked up price. Forget your chips, jacked up price. Do you get what I'm saying here? You're allowed to bring some snicky snacks from home as long as they're sealed up and all of that. That's probably a good rule of thumb instead of paying the high price. And it really is a call, like when it comes to packing, if you don't want to pay a jacked up price, that you need to have a packing checklist. For me, because I'm a little bit spontaneous and I'll pay up a little bit. I don't like to be overly planned, so I have paid some exorbitant prices, like on my last cruise for some sunscreen. I don't know. Certainly these chips are too expensive at $18.50, but that was a mistake. Are the chips still too exorbitant at $8.50, or is that pretty normal for vacation fare? What do you think? Leave a comment below. Now, I do have an itch to talk about the cruise line that is giving out warnings about head lice. But before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Big shout out to all of the new subscribers over the past week. A big welcome to the Loca fam. Thank you for being a part of it. And again, if you're not a part of it, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, and that's it. Doesn't cost anything. A big thank you in advance. All right, we have a tale of woe from a grandmother whose daughter went on a cruise, and the daughter of the daughter, which means is the granddaughter of the grandmother, got head lice when she got her hair braided in Nassau, Bahamas. Then, well, the grandmother who wrote the letter, I don't even know if she was on the cruise, she was concerned that the cruise line should be warning their passengers about getting head lice when they get their hair braided in a cruise port. And to be honest, this is something that I have never thought of. Should a cruise line be warning people about getting head lice in a cruise port? But a warning we did get. Carnival brand ambassador acknowledged this letter. He was the one that posted this letter, so he's thinking it to be a good cautionary tale, saying that when you go get your hair braided in some of these places, you are allowing people to use brushes and combs that may or may not be clean and free of head lice. He did note that there are regulations for people in the official cruise port area there in Nassau, that hair braiding station there, but there's people everywhere in Nassau willing to braid your hair on the streets, at the beach, that kind of thing. And you may be opening yourself up to letting somebody run a comb or brush through your hair that may have been run through the head of somebody with the parasites. Parasite lady, parasite eyes. Shout out Ludacris. Again, this is something I've never thought of. And the further advice is that if you do want to get your hair braided, maybe bring your own brush and comb that the person braiding your hair can use. Brand Ambassador John Hill also provided the information that once he was alerted to who these people were, he sent the team of housekeeping down there to do a sanitation of that person's cabin. They're reporting back that they didn't find any lice in the cabin. So yeah, bed bugs, lice, all that stuff, bad news for cruise ships. But yeah, Carnival Cruise Line giving advice to cruise passengers how not to get the head lice while you're at the cruise port. Somebody mentioned this video to me the other day that I must have made years ago. Pickup lines for a cruise ship. It's silly. And it's an old video. And so, yeah, if you want to see an older version of me try to be funny, it's a little funny. Check this video out next. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. It's Tony for Lively Look. Till the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.
Cruise news, cruise news, cruise.